To identify the sharpest mind in a room, you have to look past the person holding the floor. Society usually tracks intelligence through external proxies, but by how their mind handles information when it is completely isolated. This private intelligence reveals itself first in how the mind processes external uncertainty. While most people feel an urgent need to resolve a confusing situation, the rare mind practices epistemic patience. This is the ability to sit with a difficult question without forcing a premature conclusion. The average mind finds the discomfort of not knowing intolerable, so it grabs the first available explanation to close the case. A high-functioning mind treats that same discomfort as a signal to keep the investigation open. This tolerance for the unresolved often leads to a second marker, curiosity that provides no immediate practical reward. Most curiosity is transactional. People learn to earn money, look more impressive, or solve an immediate crisis. The rare intellect dives deeply into a subject simply because the underlying mechanism is fascinating, even if the knowledge has no utility. Spending hours deconstructing a complex topic for no personal gain indicates a mind that prioritizes the internal accuracy of its worldview over social or financial incentives. Beyond the way it absorbs the world, this mind is defined by how it monitors its own internal mechanics. Most people experience an emotion and immediately react. A rare mind treats that same emotional reaction as a data point to be analyzed through metacognition. This involves sitting alone and tracing an emotional trigger backward to its source, identifying the psychological root rather than just feeling the surface-level response. This same objectivity allows for active self-opposition, a practice that historically sits at the center of major intellectual breakthroughs. Instead of replaying arguments where they were right, these individuals spend their private mental energy building the strongest possible case against their own opinions. By treating their own beliefs as hypotheses to be tested, rather than identities to be protected, they remove the ego as a barrier to accurate thinking. This lack of attachment to existing ideas allows the mind to reach its most fluid state, the capacity to overwrite its own history in real time. High intelligence manifests in the way a person revisits their past memories and conclusions. They don't look back out of nostalgia. They revisit old lessons to reevaluate them through a more developed perspective, essentially reorganizing their internal database to match their current understanding. This leads to the final, rarest habit, intellectual agility. This is the ability to self-correct during the actual process of thinking. If you recognize a flaw in your reasoning mid-thought, you don't keep going out of habit. You immediately abandon the direction and pivot, even if it means admitting you were wrong to yourself. This willingness to discard a mental path the moment it proves faulty characterizes a mind that is truly fluid rather than rigid. These 6 behaviors highlight a reality that is often ignored. Sophisticated intelligence operates best when there is no audience. The most significant cognitive progress occurs during the disciplined, invisible work the mind does when it isn't being rewarded by social validation or professional gain. For those who recognize these patterns in their own solitary habits, it identifies a cognitive structure that values the process of thinking over the results of being right. These habits often go unnamed because they are difficult to observe from the outside, but they represent a highly functional way of navigating the world. The strength of a mind is ultimately found in the quiet, unrelenting demands it makes on itself when no one else is watching.